Rit! Hi, welcome to the stream. Oh, I've heard of Ben Bigger. What about Ben Bigger? Get ready for Ben. Oh no. Rit. Oh no. Literally, within 30 seconds, you've already almost offended an entire ethnic group. Nice. It's too easy. Nah. I think it's intermediate at best, because even I didn't think that. No! It'd be great if you didn't offend any groups. What the fudge? Boom. Ba-da-ba-do. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Bum. Bum. Ba-dum. Bum. Better be kidding. Better be kidding. Yay! You don't have a red armband only. You have a black suit? Question, why do you have a black suit? Can you explain yourself as to why you have a black suit? Let's see. Oh, prom? Oh, that's nice. How was your prom, actually? I'm curious now. I haven't been to a prom since, like, senior year of high school. Oh. Yatsumurasaki? Oh, shoot. Wow! I didn't expect to get a super rare supporter like that, but okay. It was alright. It was alright? Alright, thanks for the reminder. Oh, you're welcome? Was it a bad reminder? You forgot to Taimanin login? Oh, that's fair, yeah. By the way, yep, I have Francis. I've leveled her up, just not enough for me to activate the package where I have to pay to help her level up quicker. Good, yes. It's good to have, Francis. I'm glad she was a playable character now, and she is a playable character now in Action Taimanin. Near future shinobi battles. Can I do a flawless run of this one? Uh-oh. Not good. Okay. There we go. Ooh. I haven't done the arena. I've kind of like dropped off and like focusing stuff into this game because of Hoyoverse. I'm sorry. No, I appreciate you reminding me though. Thank you. I just don't do it. Also, apparently, so I have a, hold on. Oh, receive all? Oh. Oh, I don't have the request anymore. There was someone that requested me. I tried to accept their friend request, but apparently they had the maximum number of friends, so I was like, oh, okay. Oh, it's not free. Never mind. Did you see the Outer Ring Zenless Zone Zero trailer? I did. And I was like, apparently we have an event coming up soon. So I'm excited for that. It's regarding the Outer Ring. And I also saw the post you sent me. The Hands crew is gonna be the banner after Outer Ring. Also, is Leitner going to be an A-rank agent? Because there is Leitner from the Sons of Catalan, besides Lucy and Piper and Bernice and Caesar. I'm like, is he an A-rank agent? Yeah, he's a freaking nerd. I mean, I guess if you want to be that offensive, sure. Boring. I think he's cool. He's trying to... The thing is, he wasn't trying to... There's actually an interaction you can have with Leitner right now, and, like, it involves Piper. Because this chick goes up to Leitner and is like, oh, you're a famous person, right? I love your work. And Lightner's like, I'm not the famous person. But he goes along with it anyway. It's funny. And then Piper comes up like, really? Oh my gosh, you are kidding me. We have 2 events. We have 2. Alright. Invitation. I can't believe we have 2 events for it to actually time it in. I really need to catch up on this. Oh, these? Sure. I need to pee. I shall be back. Enjoy yourselves. I need to pee. I'll be right back. I'm back. To answer your question, right? Yeah, you can watch. I need to drink lots of water. Huh? A mail for me? That morning I found a postcard in my mailbox when I was out about to leave for school. Tokiko would have brought these home first thing in the morning. Strange. Did she not notice it? I took the postcard to see who sent it. Huh? What is this? Only the address of the Fuma mansion was written on it, and the writer was unknown, as I looked at its back. Mighty warrior, recognized worldwide, demonstrate your power to us. That was all it said, along with a set of coordinates. This seems suspicious. First, I checked the address again to see if there was anything I missed. Then I checked the postcard to see if it was sent to the wrong person, but that seemed to be all that was written on it. Mighty warrior. It can't be me, can it? I'm not a good enough Taimanin to be called mighty, so I think it's referring to my task force, not me. Is this referring to the task force? I held the postcard against the sunlight, but that didn't change anything. From the message urging me to demonstrate my power, along with a set of coordinates written, it seems like they want me to come here. Another strange invitation. Muttering as if it wasn't my business, I put the postcard in my pocket and headed to the academy. That's what happened. You received that too? What? I wasn't the only one? You got it too, Asuka? They sent one to me, or rather, the UFS. All the energetic ones went on vacation just to head over to the location of the coordinates. The phrase, mighty warrior, bugs me. Many people believe they are better than others. This just became a big deal. At lunchtime that day, I exchanged information with Asuka, eating the lunch Tokiko made for me. As soon as I saw the phrase, mighty warrior recognized worldwide, I contacted Asuka, who is associated with UFS, the most powerful group in the world, and, as expected, it seemed that the same thing happened there, though they got an email, not a postcard. So, did you figure anything out? No, not really. I couldn't contact the unit that went there, and the coordinates themselves lead to an edge of the Grand Canyon where nothing exists. Judging from Asuka's tone, it doesn't seem like a serious problem, but how should I put this? It still looked suspicious and felt odd. I talked to Asuka a little more and ended the communications. By the way, what do you think was the intention behind sending this postcard? I don't know, maybe it was a prank, or maybe he or she wanted to gather all the mighty warriors to cause some trouble. If that were true, they wouldn't have sent me this. I asked for Sue's opinion while eating the egg roll that Tokiko made, but she was on the same page as me. Why do you keep referencing Tokiko? This postcard, do you think it was also sent to the Chinese Union? Most likely. Both the Chinese Union and the UFS do not go easy on each other when it comes to events like these. I agree. They sent the postcard to the task force as well. Does this mean the task force is getting acknowledged as well? I pondered a bit, thinking somewhat positively and taking a bite of the plum rice ball. What do you think they want? I'm not sure. Whatever it is, it's a problem because all the ones full of beans are making a ruckus, thinking they're the mighty warrior. You're probably one of them too. You seem like you want to say something? Never mind. More importantly, if this was sent to the Chinese Union, they will likely take action. Yes, they probably have information that the UFS is taking action. There's a chance the two have already fought for the title of the mightiest. How fast? Well, it's unlikely that the UFS and Chinese Union will publicly fight. With that thought in mind, I finished my lunch and put my hands together. Well, this is either a trap targeting these mighty warriors or a taunt of fighter-class demons. After school that day, I informed Headmistress Asagi about the postcard and put together a squad to head to the designated coordinates. The next day, after various transfers, I arrived at the Grand Canyon. It was a vast stretch of land consisting of faults created over millions of years of Earth's history. It was breathtaking. Just standing there reminded me of how insignificant a human, no, life is. Wow! I've heard about it, but it's even more grand than I imagined. Is this your first time visiting the Grand Canyon, Yasuyama? Yes! Even traveling to a foreign country like this is a first for me. Such a magnificent scenery is something you wouldn't see in Japan. And you can call me Yachio, Captain. Standing next to me was a woman standing at a height nearly reaching 2 meters. Not only was she tall, but her entire body was muscular. Her arms and upper body were probably twice the size of mine. Moreover, she had a powerful voice and aura that suited the magnificent scenery of the Grand Canyon. And because Sue was right next to her, the difference in height was more than that of an adult and child, which was enough to make you gasp. Oi, I dare you say what you have in mind right now. Nothing. And please, call me Fuma, or Kotaro. Really? But there are ranks in a troop. I'll call you Capitan. I'm younger than you too. Yachio laughed out loud after saying that and patted my shoulder. As she opened her mouth wide, I could see her sharp white teeth. She looked like a carnivore. No, an insect that eats mankind. Ouch, it hurts! Can you go easy on me? Oops, sorry. I guess it was too hard for you, Captain. Weak as always. I thought my shoulder was going to dislocate. Why are you registered as a supporter in the task force with incredible strength like that? It's obvious that you're more suited for the front lines with a physique like yours. I agree with you, but my ability is more suited for support. Also, Miss Asagi wanted me to join as a supporter. Ah, that makes sense. I guess she thought your abilities would be useful as support, because I heard you can heal wounds or grow crops. As I talked, reminding the information I was given in advance, Yachio cackled. That's true. She's a highly sought-after talent as a part of the Taimanin force. I understand why Headmistress Asagi assigned Yasuyama Yachio when I informed her of the mission. And it looks like some people are gathering there. Oh yeah? Thanks, Noah. Of course. And one more person. Noah was assigned to this along with Sue in case of an emergency. Noah brought her nose close to the postcard and slowly inhaled. I knew it. It smells like death wraiths. Noah's nose can come in handy in unexpected times. I didn't know she could gather information from smell. Another reason why Noah joined this mission is because she figured out that the postcard was sent by a death wraith from the smell that remained on it. Wonderful. I heard that the task force has many individuals with unique talent, but is this young lady Noah skilled in sniffing? Yes. I can do everything. Well, I don't want her to push herself too hard, but first, we do have to go further to find them. It was an open space, but no one was there. As I asked Noah, she went in front as if she was leading us, so we followed her. Originally, we were supposed to be led by a guide until the location of the coordinates, but the place prohibited any guides from entering. There have been increasing sightings of demons around here, so be careful, Sue, Noah, and Yachio. Alright, okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting whoever sent the postcard. Maybe Sue and Noah weren't, but Yachio clearly looked excited. I smiled bitterly at her reply and walked towards where Noah sensed a presence. After walking for a while, I could see something large. I squint my eyes to observe better because I didn't know what it was at first. At long last, you are the last ones. No way! Why are you here? King of the Death Wraiths. Under the clear sky, in a vast land shaped by time over thousands of years, there stood the King of the Death Wraiths. It felt somewhat out of place to see him in a place like this, so I looked around to figure out what was going on. There were some death wraiths around us, though I didn't notice them earlier because of the king's overwhelming aura. There weren't many, and they weren't hostile either. It's not a trap. Is it? I was being wary and looked around in case something happened, but nothing happened. But they are death wraiths after all. The presence of the living cannot be felt from them, so it's difficult for me to sense their existence unless they move. I looked at Noah. She wasn't on guard. Rather, she was looking at the King of the Death Wraiths with a sleepy expression. But it's good to have you here. I was expecting you, Task Force. By the way, where are the others? Said the King of the Death Wraiths as he looked around. It looked as if he was expecting all the members of the task force to come. We didn't know what the postcard meant, so we are all that came this time. Is there a problem? Welcome back, Rit. So, they didn't come, he says and drops his shoulders. Aw, it's somewhat pitiful to see the king of a race with such a towering stature feel dejected, and I couldn't help but feel a little sorry. Is it an important matter? Like, do you need our help? Yes. We will be holding a Death Wraith festival, so I wanted to invite you all. A festival? Wow! Did someone say festival? It was the other two, not me, who reacted. Noah's expression brightened without changing, as if she imagined a festival as entertainment. Yachio also wore a beaming smile, reminiscent of a bustling festive mood. We are here on a mission, but a festival? If you wanted to invite us, then why didn't you put names on the postcard? Or is it an invitation? Anyway. I thought it would be more polite to send entertainment goods without writing names on them. What weird manners. And what's that entertainment good, you said? It's a game popular among humans. I thought it usually mimics human culture. What a lack of common sense in a weird situation. Or maybe it's natural for him to be unfamiliar with human common sense since he is a demon. The standards have become vague since I've become close to demons like Leland. Anyway, you are holding a festival. What do you do at a Death Wraith festival? Do you guys worship something like humans do, offering something to what we believe in? No, I've gone so into this game, so I imitated some things from it. And that would be... He's slowly becoming more human. I'm not sure if it's a good or bad thing, but I guess it's a little strange as a king since his overwhelming aura that I felt when we first met has gotten weak. Without saying anything, both Sue and I shrugged our shoulders. Fuma, it's a festival. Noah kept pulling my hand, repeatedly saying this as if she was excited for the festival. She looked just like a little girl. Well, she does look like a little girl, so technically that was an appropriate reaction. A festival designed by demons. I wonder what it would look like. I just have bad feelings about this. I understand the meaning of the invitation, so what kind of festival is it? A fight festival? Huh? Sorry, could you repeat that? A fight festival. You fight each other, compete with your skills, and give your all to survive. I see. Yeah, well, I kinda expected that. I remembered something and thought, well, of course. When we first met, he went so far as to stand against us by himself to test our skills, though he is a king. So, if that king holds a festival, it's natural to expect something like this. Thanks for the invite, but I'm afraid we can't go. You have an assignment to do by tonight? You don't want to do it? Good luck, you got this. And why is that? There is no way I would bring my task force to a dangerous festival when it's not a part of the mission. Moron, it's not dangerous. We're just competing and testing each other's strength, nothing more. That's what makes it dangerous. Will you even control your strength? I have no intention of doing so. I know enough about your skill. You joined our battle and survived. That is why I invited you. Make me happy, human. This is a complete mess. Fighting against the King of the Death Rates when Misasagi or the main members of the task force are not around? I'm not suicidal. Besides, the king is bound to lose control when the festival gets lively. I don't want to put my team in danger when the outcome of it is obvious. I heard you defeated Edwin Black. I didn't know you were such a coward. Stop it. He's nothing more than a human being after all. Far inferior to us demons. They probably don't value anything more than just their lives. I won't bite that bait. By the way, you guys seem to act differently from when we last met. While confronting the king's associates, I remembered the game he mentioned. I guess they were influenced by it. What simple-minded creatures. Fuma, the festival. Ugh. No, Noah. This festival they prepared is far too dangerous. Talking so boldly in front of a king. One ought to be that brave in order to survive on the battlefield. I don't care. Rather, I find it good. I mean, seriously. They're complete meatheads. I could only imagine this fight festival they came up with would only result in casualties. Capitan is such a coward. You don't worry about safety or danger when you are in a festival. It's just a ceremony to please the god you worship. Wow, so for humans, a festival is to please the gods. That's right. Do you Death Wraiths worship any god? No, we haven't even thought of it. Of course not. Then it is dedicated to your ancestors? I'm not that up to date with everything. Please forgive me if I have been insolent. Why do you both look so excited? These two might have something in common. For instance, their rowdy personalities, always wanting to fight. It wasn't on Yachio's personal data, but maybe she likes enjoying things that others like. While pondering over such thoughts, Yachio dragged my hand. Even if we don't join the festival, it would be disrespectful to go back when we've been invited, Capitan. She's right. It's a pity that you guys won't be participating, but at least show up. Some people from the Chinese Union and the UFS are also here. And they were looking forward to this since they were told that the task force would join. Come to think of it, the invitation said something about Mighty Warrior. If it's someone who likes this, who would that be? There are too many to tell. Well, I guess it won't hurt to just show up at the festival. Noah seemed excited too, as she kept pulling my clothes. Alright, we'll just look around and that's it, okay? Okay. Shall we, Capitan? Festival! Festival! I felt like I was being manipulated in some way, and I had a bad feeling about it. I couldn't refuse because the other two were so excited. So, we are staying here then. No way, there are quite a few of you? The King of the Death Wraiths took us a little far from where we were having conversations. I saw lots of Death Wraiths and armed forces from the Chinese Union and the UFS. They speak in a lively manner, despite their fierce aura, creating a somewhat intimidating atmosphere. You said it's a fighting festival, so are they gonna fight? Sure, they are! They're all here for the title of Mightiest, so winning will prove that they really are the mightiest warrior. I don't know. I think being alive is a lot better than being the strongest. Even when I fought against Edwin Black, the king, I had no time to think about becoming the mightiest or whatever. I was just preoccupied with figuring out how to survive. Perhaps that is why I'm not interested in this fighting festival or the title Mightiest at all. Surviving, certainly. That is undoubtedly the greatest challenge and the most important thing. You humans die easily, so you are eager to survive, and during the course of it, your soul shines bright. Soul, you say? Can't be so sure because it's invisible, but the soul of the strongest should be very beautiful. That's why this festival will make people's souls shine even brighter. That's what I believe anyway. I don't know if I should call him vicious or if he is just a daydreamer. Oh, Kotaro-kun? You came? I thought you wouldn't be interested in such a thing. While I was dumbfounded at the overly excited king, I turned my attention to a familiar voice. Emily? What brings you here? More importantly, not interested in such a thing. Not something I want to hear from Emily. I came here to check what this invitation was about, and I found it a perfect opportunity after listening. Perfect opportunity for what? For gathering practical data for newly designed prosthetic limbs! Emily shifted her gaze at several crates. All that stuff must be the tools brought in to secure practical data. A chance to obtain practical data on demons is rare. I should make the most of it. You really are a scientist to the core. Not just me. People from the DSO of the UFS are also here. from DSO. I think the problem has just gotten bigger. If the festival goes viral, powerful individuals from all over the world will gather without the need for us to send invitations, which is what I've been looking forward to. Yeah, I see. You don't even try to hide it. Well, it's a postcard that's meant to spread the word, so let's keep that in mind. The DSO has a lot of teams. The people who came here with me support the management of the multinational space station. Defense Strategy Plan. Well, it's a department that develops weapons for space operations. I participated in the Fight Festival with them. Space. How remarkable. Exactly. In simple terms, it's about arming spacecraft, right? Is it really okay to aim them at humans? As I looked at the people from the DSO with concern alongside Sue, they said hello, so we greeted them back. Well, well. Regardless of the reason, it's a joy to have powerful individuals participating, and I thought the task force would join since familiar faces were coming. Unfortunately, I'm not good at fighting, nor am I interested in fancy titles. I think you can win this without the almighty Taimanin. As I smiled wryly at his straightforward response, I noticed that Yachiyo was missing. Huh? Where's Yachiyo? Over there. Noah pointed to a place with a sign that read, Reception. Why is it written in Japanese? With that question in mind, I declined Emily and the king's offer and headed towards the reception. There I saw Yachiyo, and an unfamiliar child. Oh, you came. Ugh. Huh? I think I've met these guys somewhere before. I think you're too racist if you were there. You'd see a death rate of, oh my gosh. As she spoke, the platinum blonde-haired woman with her petite figure alongside Yachiyo's bowed gracefully. I also bowed my head. It's Clarissa! Why are you here? Sue said the girl's name as if she genuinely had no clue why she was here. Ah, hi, Miss Sue Jinglei and Mr. Fuma Kotaro. It's been years since we last met. It's only been about a week. You must have lost your track of time. I mean, when you live in space for long, you become numb, or lose the track of time. If I remember correctly for her, it has been that way since she was born. The disparity of time between Earth and her sense of time could have been a problem. Lieutenant Clarissa Vanguard, operator who was under the protection of the UFS, the DSO's Japan branch. Have you gotten used to living on Earth? Yeah, still feels a little weird though. By the way, living on Earth is really uncomfortable. Being in a 1G environment all the time, I feel so heavy, like a jellyfish out of the water, I suppose. Well, I understand what you are saying. I heard it's easy to move around in space. More like that was the standard. The fact that there is a sky and the ground is weird for us. Still, everything is amazing on Earth. People are so busy, just like ants. As always, she uses strange expressions. In fact, a few days ago, I met Clarissa with Sue. She was originally scheduled to be temporarily assigned to the task force as the sole operator to demonstrate the capabilities of the attack satellite Conquester. Well, she is not good at getting socialized with other people because she has mainly lived in the Conquester. And because she is too curious about everything, I thought it was too early for her to act in a group. Shocked at Clarissa's sudden appearance, Sue and I looked at Yachiyo who was with her. How come you are with her, Yachiyo? I found her tottering and she looked in danger, so I was holding her not to bump into people. Thank you, Miss Yachiyo. Don't mention it. Helping people is what I like to do. They then looked at each other and laughed. They seemed to have gotten close pretty quick. Are you participating in the festival, Clarissa? Yes, it is a great opportunity to test some weapons. Emily mentioned it too, but for the UFS, it seems like they see this as a good opportunity to test their weapons. Maybe they thought they can use this chance since demons had no problem with holding a festival, even though it was UFS territory. Then, Miss Yasuyama Yachiyo and Miss Clarissa Vanguard, and Mr. Fuma Kotaro. You three are on the same team, am I correct? Hey, why am I also forced to participate? Registration is done in teams of 3, or should I say, should we let 2 women fight while the man watches? Don't you have better things to do? I felt that they had a strong desire to make us participate. And Yachiyo, are you going to participate? Well, I am currently a member of the task force, so I won't participate without your permission, Captain. She probably asked like that because the 3 of us happened to be together when Lady Clarissa applied for participation. And he should have known our name when we were talking in front of the reception. They're doing everything to make us join. Of course we are. You are the task force that defeated Edwin Black with our king. Every Death Wraith wants to fight along against you once. Alright, good luck with your assignments. The task force. I mean, Sue is really good, but I'm not that strong. This is what you call being humble, which is a virtue of the Japanese, right? I read it in a book. What kind of books are Death Wraiths reading? As I was amazed by it, other Death Wraiths gathered at the reception. To be honest, their appearance is a bit intimidating. Why do you dislike it so much when all we want is for you to show your abilities by participating? The task force must be full of cowards, seeing that their captain is such a wuss. I guess they could defeat Edwin Black because our king helped them. Don't react. They just want to provoke us and make us participate. I don't want my members to get hurt in a place where there is no threat. I heard the task force was established by a woman called the Almighty Taimanin. If the captain is a wuss, that woman must be a wuss too. Most certainly is. I'm sure Asagi... Just as they said that, they were blown away. Hey, what did you say? Sue! Calm down, they're just provoking. You too, Fuma. How can you remain silent when our master is being insulted? Wow. Now I'm being torched. Sue blew away the two Death Wraiths, then directs her anger towards me. As she grabbed me by the collar, only using her arm strength, my feet left the ground. We are not doing things to be praised, but there's no reason to be humiliated. Alright, alright. Participate, Fuma. Show them what the task force is capable of. Repeatedly saying things too vulgar for a girl to say, Sue walks towards the reception, still holding me. What incredible strength. I didn't even say the word because it was like blurred out. I was like, I don't know what that is. Capitan, are you also going to participate? I'll make him participate. My god, he doesn't do anything unless someone makes him. Lost your upper hand already? Man, I worry about your future. If you want to be helpful, just shut your mouth. Doesn't look like you'll be in control anytime in the future either. What a mess, and now here I am signing up for this festival. Wow, it was quite amusing. Using women is the most effective way to manipulate the task force. You've got some nasty tactics. So, are the preliminaries first? No, the preliminaries. Yes, teams will be divided by drawing straws, and the team that wins will advance to the main stages. That means we'll be targeted first. And why is that? Because there are a lot of Death Wraiths in the team that I got assigned to. Wow! Well then, I'm counting on you today as well. Today as well? Yes, since I caused you a lot of trouble last time. At least she knows that she caused a lot of trouble. Well, since we are participating, we can't let them win easily. I'll do what I can. Yachio, Clarissa, good luck. Thanks. Only 3 people can participate. Oh well. This is your chance. Let's see the progress of all the training you've done. Yeah, I'll do my best. You underestimate yourself too much. Trust in yourself more, fool. This is a good chance. Oh, whoa, what's going on? Oh, the Death Wraiths are over there. Greater Death Wraith? Oh. I did it, right? That was quick. Yachio, distract the enemies. Clarissa, cover Yachio. Gotcha! Yes! The preliminary matches by the Death Wraiths were nothing more than a setup in a way. At first, we were taken aback by the sheer numbers attacking us, but as we got used to it, it was no different from regular task force missions. As an independent unit, we have the strength, but for the same reason, we never really experienced a situation where there were allies with us. Same fighting style and position as always. Enemies were everywhere, and we had to overcome this situation with our strength. Knowing this, we knew what we had to do. Endure and endure some more, based on our experience so far. And then, they totally outnumber us! Yachio, wait until they get anxious. That's an awfully difficult request, Capitan. It's natural that having more in numbers is an advantage, and the surrounding spectators want to see the weak fall and cheer for the victor. Such spectators may push one to exert more power than their skills, but on the other hand, they may become restless under the burden that they must win at all costs. This psychological effect is the same for any race. There are 10 enemies but only 3 of us, so the longer we endure, the more they will falter and their attacks will become sloppy. What about the counterattack? Do it when you can. Alright! In an instant, a punch from a 2-meter-tall giant knocked down one of the death rates, but the movements had little openings and it was noticeable that it was a light attack. Overwhelming physical ability was just one of Yachio Yasuyama's weapons. Her true skill lay in her technique. Alright, let's fight. How about we exchange a few fists, you death rates? Every time Yachio swings her fist, a death ray flew up into the air. Sometimes they would hit back, but Yachio didn't even flinch despite taking hits head-on. The strategy of slowly wearing down the opponents and making them anxious and then attacking them unexpectedly was proving to be quite effective. The death rates were more shaking than expected by Yachio's attacks, and all of their attacks were directed at her. I thought she was just a support agent, but she's this strong? In terms of physical ability, she might be as strong as Onisake Kirara, who inherited the blood of an Oni. One by one, the death rates fell in front of that strength. Am I being a bit too rough? With no time to be dumbstruck at her carelessness, I pushed her aside with all my strength. Right after that, I used a kunai to block the death rate's attack that came from behind, ignoring Yachio. Don't let your guard down, we're not the only ones fighting with a strategy here. That was quick. Were they aiming for our rear from the beginning and not Yachio? I got the chills running down my spine and broke it into a sweat as it wasn't just a show of their strength, but a genuine attack that was aimed at our rear. When our eyes met as we collided, I rushed towards him. Clarissa, cover me! I'm sorry, I dropped my weapons! Was it because she didn't have enough combat experience that she let her guard down just now? Damn it! She didn't seem that shaken, but she probably didn't have that much combat experience. Or maybe she has none at all. Hearing her flustered voice, I realized I couldn't count on her support, so I prepared myself and tightened my grip on the kunai. Then, running with Yachio by my side, I focused on the death rates coming towards us. Yachio, I'll leave them all to you. Sure thing. When I heard her seemingly delighted voice, my kunai clashed against the death rate's claws again, creating sparks. Ugh! Think you can keep up with me? I train with faster opponents than you every day. Compared to Yukikaze, Rinko, and Sue, they were much slower. I try to fight them off by deflecting their attacks with my kunai. The things I can do haven't changed. I'm just an ordinary person who can fight like this. Endure and endure again. When I defended like that over a dozen times, the anxious opponent began to retreat. He backed away and prepared to deliver a strong blow. Gathering strength before a big move is the same for anyone, and whether they're big or small. As I watched the movements where he couldn't hide the open areas, he became blurry. That's fast, but I can see him. A lightning-fast lunge. It was easy to recognize the strike aimed for my neck. I lowered my stance and avoided it with minimal movement, and extended my foot in a straight line along the opponent's attack path. What the? Tripping over my foot, I watched the face of the startled death wraith as I planted an elbow into it. He spun around once in the air before falling to the ground, making a gruesome noise. He's not dead, is he? Although I was surprised to see him lying motionless on the ground, there was no way a death wraith would have died from my attack alone. Relieved that I was able to win this one-on-one situation by believing in my own weakness, I let out a sigh. Whoa! Your head is mine! Ugh! This time I let my guard down, seizing the moment when I was still thinking about my victory. A giant death wraith raised his fist. Oops! My body wouldn't move. In a moment of carelessness, when I exhaled, all the strength drained from my body and it didn't respond to my brain's commands. I could see an attack that could cause insignificant injury or even instant death approaching in slow motion. Huh! But before the punch landed, Yachio launches herself into the air and lands a dropkick on a high-ranked death wraith, sending him flying into the air like a football. Wow! Never let your guard down. Alright. While I was shocked by the sheer power, Yachio, who had defeated dozens of enemies while I was dealing with one, came and slapped my shoulder vigorously. It's great to have a fighting spirit. Did you get a little fired up by Sue's words? But that's not your strong point, is it? As you can see, I am good when it comes to getting physical, but I am terrible when it comes to devising a strategy. Use me to your advantage, okay, Capitan? That's right. Clearly, that's where my strength lies. I sighed, feeling pathetic at the fact that someone younger than myself consoled me. I'm sorry, we got carried away. Reflect on yourselves later. Let's focus on advancing to the qualifiers. Yachio, Clarissa. Sure. Yes! My strengths. Even if the death rates provoked me just to make me participate in the festival, I might have sensed something in their words. To concentrate on commanding my team, I cleared my mind and put them aside and looked several of the remaining death rates in front of me. After completing the preliminary rounds where we got off on the wrong foot, I lightly warmed up and left backstage. That was a bit too much. To think that a commander fought one-on-one, it would have looked utterly ridiculous. If people like Headmistress Asagi or Miss Shiranui were there, I wonder how much they would have scolded me. Recalling the faces of those who were not members of the task force but teachers, I honestly felt relieved they weren't spectating this round. I still have a long way to go, being swayed from just that. Moreover, it seems like Sue teamed up with Noah and Emily and advanced to the qualifiers. If we were to face them in this state, we would have been easily competition. I heard about this after the preliminary rounds, but it seems that Sue has also participated in this festival. Well, I knew she wouldn't just stand by after hearing them insult Headmistress Asagi. As for Noah, she probably joined because she was bored. With a large number of participants already from the UFS, Emily's absence didn't seem to be much of a problem. Despite all the fuss, it seemed that things were unfolding just as the king of the death rates wanted. As I pondered over such thoughts, someone approached me from a distance. It was Emily. Ah, Kotaro-kun, there you are. So you're also participating in the festival. Yeah, I joined Miss Sue's team because Miss Clarissa joined yours. Oh, was Clarissa supposed to join your team? I'm sorry about that. It's okay. We may not have made it through the first round if we were a team of scientists alone. We should split up among multiple teams to see how the machinery we brought functions and to gather data on it. Emily said and then stares directly at me. Is something wrong? Nope. It's just that before the preliminary rounds you heard some things, and it seemed like you were fighting a little awkwardly. I was worried that maybe you were too concerned about it. Well, at Emily's words, I realized Emily was looking for me not because she wanted to chit-chat, but because she was worried for me. Feeling happy about that, I felt a little better. It's embarrassing to say, but maybe I got a bit annoyed with all the provoking. I may have been a bit more mad than I should have been. I see. Normally you would try to find a way to avoid putting yourself in a one-on-one situation. I knew it. Other people thought the same. As I shrugged my shoulders, Emily chuckled softly. But that's because you were mad that the task force was being looked down on, right? Well, yeah. As I averted my gaze, embarrassed at Emily's comments, she chuckled again. But I didn't dislike her laughing like that. The task force is a very important place to Kotaro-kun, isn't it? Is it? If you didn't think of it as important, you wouldn't have been sincerely angry from all the provoking. Sincerely? That word hit me heavily. Did it look like I was genuinely angry? This is my first time seeing Kotaro-kun so rattled by provocations. As I listened to her words, I think the provocations really did get on my nerves. Thinking about it again, I felt even more embarrassed. I'll be more careful from now on. But I don't think those emotions are a bad thing. It's a wonderful thing to be able to wholeheartedly care about something, you know? Is it? For some reason, I just feel extremely embarrassed. Could it be that me feeling childish is because Emily is more mature? But while we were having this conversation, the anxiety that I felt a moment ago somehow disappeared, and my heart felt lighter. Well, anyway, enough about the task force being precious to me and whatnot. I'll do my best not to lose the next match. Yes, your expression has brightened. Okay, you're really embarrassing me now. Stop it, please. As I felt embarrassed at being treated like a child, I covered my face with my hand. At the same time, I was so thirsty from all the action from the first round that I parted with Emily and straight to buy something to drink. Is this secret meeting over? What do you mean, secret meeting? It's nothing grand, I replied to Yachio's joke and tossed the drinks I received from the death rate to Yachio and Clarissa. Clarissa tried to catch the bottle, but because she was surprised, she tried grabbing it too tightly and dropped it. Oops, I'm sorry. What's wrong? Are you still nervous? No, unfortunately our reflexes are a bit slow. Okay, was there anything else you have trouble with? Yachio, how about you? I also want to know what your strengths and weaknesses are before the main stages begin. Okay. I bet she probably wanted to tell me that I was too focused on fighting instead of giving appropriate orders to my teammates. She's not wrong, so there's no room for excuses. As the leader of this team, to have survived even with failing grades, you seem to have pulled through the preliminaries. When we were about to exchange opinions, I heard a familiar voice behind me. It was the death rates who had provoked us in front of the registration area. I didn't know that was the only way you could fight in the preliminaries. Honestly, it was a bit disappointing. Oh yeah? Then you might see some interesting results in the main games. Yachio responded as if engaging in small talk to their taunts. Wondering what she was thinking about, she then puts her arm around my shoulder. Preliminaries are like a warm-up, isn't it? It's a festival, so why not enjoy it to the fullest? That is true, but it's funny that a guy who's protected by a bunch of girls managed to beat Edwin Black. It's a funny story. I force a smile at their taunts. That's how I fight, giving orders from behind. That's my fight. As Yachio stood next to me shoulder to shoulder, Clarissa looked at us and the Death Wraiths with gleaming eyes. I looked at the two of them and then at the Death Wraiths who continued to taunt me. Yeah, laugh. Laugh and enjoy it. This is a festival after all. The one who enjoys it the most wins, right? Although I did say that. Since there wasn't even a ring set up, the battle that was surrounded by an audience felt somewhat like a straight fight. Wait, the first opponent is from the UFS. As I, Yachio, and Clarissa were waiting, our next opponent appears. However, isn't there too many of them? I'm sure it was supposed to be a 3-on-3 match, but in front of us were drone-like machines, more than 20 of them. Is this allowed? Since we're not skilled in combat, we'll fight using these drones. It's even, since 3 of us will operate them. Oh, come on! Moreover, those scientists were equipped with enhanced exoskeleton suits. Even with ordinary people wearing them, they would have the combat skills of top-level fighters. Those drones are equipped with armor that's used in building spaceships, so they're extremely sturdy. They can't be penetrated with normal weapons. In addition, its propulsion and electrical systems have been upgraded to the latest assembly. I have no idea what you're saying, but that sounds impressive. This seems like cheating, but you seem to know your stuff, Clarissa. Yes, because we were originally supposed to participate as members of that team. Then, why are you here? They said they don't have exoskeletons that fit us, so we were wondering if we could participate individually and then... a bit reckless. Being curious is a good thing, though. I like it. Gracias, big guy. This time I'll be helpful, so let's do this. They don't seem to have a problem fighting against their own people. By the looks of it, it doesn't seem like they are concerned about fighting one of their own either. Is it okay for you to fight, Clarissa? It's fine. As long as we can test these armaments out, it's okay. Oh, okay. That seemed kind of dry. When I understood what they really were here just to test their gear out, I felt at ease. So, do you have some kind of gear as well, Clarissa? When I asked her, Clarissa smiles and points at the sky. Yes, it's on a standby 1,000 kilometers up in the sky. That machine called Conquestor? I heard it is a machine that floats in the sky and looks down on the ground like clairvoyance. Yes, its original purpose is to serve as support for the International Space Station, specifically to defend and observe it. This conversation is taking a strange turn. Observation. For what? Anything that may pose a threat to harm the space station? I guess words do matter after all. It seems like a long story, but in short, it was safe to say that the satellite is not actually an observer, but an armed weapon. Are we allowed to even hear this? We're not from the UFS. I felt a chill down my spine, but decided to listen to Clarissa since she was explaining all about it. Maybe it would help in battle. We used to do those kinds of missions and just lay around. The Capitan told me about this part. But when the higher-ups changed or something, we got a request from Nomad, so with some upgrades, we used to have a nuclear and mass weapon... Hey, wait a sec! What kind of dangerous satellite is that? Ah, there were no technical problems. All of those weapons had a failsafe. That's not what he's worried about. Oh, is that so? Anyways, Nomad is getting their butt kicked everywhere now, so we lost our sponsor and we're about to be abandoned. But as they say, every cloud is a silver lining. Now the DSO is looking after us with curiosity. We are ready. Hey, no thumbs up. Stop it. You make it sound like it's all for the better, but it's not. Anyway, does that mean the Conquestor is still armed? I heard that it was only for observation, but being armed is a different matter. She never mentioned it before. The nuclear warhead and the mass weapon were stripped, but we still have the missile and laser attack system, although we have to get permission to use it. We don't need that anyway. It'll bring collateral damage to us all. Nuclear weapons seem kinda out of my league. You can say that again. As I was talking to Clarissa, who seemed oblivious to the seriousness of the situation, the MC cut me off. It's time. Let the games begin. You have 300 seconds. Fight! With the signal, the drones controlled by the scientists instantly began to move. Yachio, move forward. Okay. As planned, we first keep the enemy at bay with Yachio, who has a strong defense. Meanwhile, I observe the enemy and think of an appropriate strategy. That was one of our few options, and we needed to analyze the enemy first. If we are dealing with UFS drones, then it's our turn. Buy us some time. Clarissa, who was feeling tiresome because she wasn't used to wide spaces, suddenly spoke with life in her eyes. Are you planning to drop a missile or something? Nonsense. Overkill is inefficient. While we were talking, Yachio confronted the first wave of drones. As Clarissa had explained, the drones that were designed for outer space were extremely tough, and Yachio's monstrous punches couldn't even leave a dent in them. Explain to me later about everything the Conquestor can do, okay? Was she hiding it because it was classified? Or were they actually trying to use it as an observer and slowly disarm it? Either way, too much firepower was hard to handle even as an ally. But you never asked. I stepped forward mid-conversation. It was hard for Yachio to deal with those fast drones alone. I threw a kunai to buy his time, which eventually gathered some of their attention. They fired at me without hesitation. Huh! Attack the Taimanin enhanced with particles. Attack the target with thick demon blood. Initializing experiment on the lowest level of damage we can deal to a Taimanin. They're reading our movements! They're fast! Damn it! They're only peacekeepers. I dodged the bullets, and Yachio didn't take that much damage as she took those bullets directly. The scientist must have thought that the attack earlier was meaningless as they armed the drones with better weapons, making them faster and much stronger in firepower. But it was only for a few seconds those drones were a threat to us. As Clarissa looked towards the ceiling, the drones that were attacking us started to move slower. What's happening? Not good enough. They're not prepared to fight off the hacking. If this is field test equipment, then it should be tested in tighter conditions. As Clarissa boasted with a proud posture, the drones slowly lost speed and their attacks headed toward the walls and floor. Instead of us, the crowd was screaming and blaming the scientists. Hoo hoo hoo. With those drones, you're no match for the Conquestors. This girl... Don't tell me she enlisted on this team just to show off what the Conquestor is made of. Or did she? Those thoughts popped up into my head, but I shook it off in an instant. In my line of sight, I could see the scientists trying to fight up the hacking. They were certainly caught off guard, but weren't panicking. As I saw them figuring out the situation and taking action immediately, I knew the hacking would wear off sooner or later. Yachio, we're going in together. I don't like fighting these flies. Too boring. Boom. Oh, wait, what? There we go. Oh. Yo. This is the last one! Wait, hold on. Did I miss something? Ah, okay, cool. As I destroyed the last drone by sticking kunai into its joint, the arena finally calmed down. And the winner is... the Task Force! It was a spectacular match with Taimanin's machines and bullets flying. The crowd cheered wildly for the great show we put on. I looked at the drone wreckage, and then back at the scientists. Oh, sorry, we totally destroyed it. Are you alright? Of course! Not only drones, but all machines are like a child to its creator. At least Emily and the others thought of their creations very valuably. That's why I thought the scientists would also be very disappointed after the match, but their answers were unexpectedly positive. Oh, look here! A video of Taimanin in action! The armor that took a blow from the particle punch? We can obtain valuable data by analyzing these! Strength enough to crush the hull of a spaceship. Speed superior to thrusters calibrated to use under gravity. A drone that learns the data of a Taimanin. It's a dream come true! How is that supposed to be a dream? At least they were positive about it, so I went back to Clarissa with Yachio. They look excited, do they? I mean, they do look excited, but it was a different kind of excitement than one we can find at a festival. Are all scientists like that? Normally, all parents would feel proud if their child grows up to be better. Well, I think I've heard some phrases about treating a machine like your child. Miss Emily also sometimes sleeps hugging her handmade robotic arms or legs. She sometimes even names or talks to them. Yeah, I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear that. I've never heard of that, but the scary part about UFS scientists is that they make imaginations come true. Anyways, we won the round 1, all thanks to Clarissa this time. Good job. Don't mention it. Besides, when I thanked her, she shook her head and looked up into the sky. If it's possible, can you thank the Conquestor as well? She was smiling when she said that. Finally, we get to fight you. Ugh, The opponents were decided by drawing straws, so we didn't know which team we were up against until it was drawn. Because of that, as soon as our next opponent was decided, our reactions were reluctant. Never thought the task force without the almighty Taimanin could win round 1. I was watching, but his teammates were strong. He didn't do anything. They're still taunting. Did I do something wrong? I couldn't recall doing that, so I looked at their faces again. Just as I thought, they were unrecognizable. Why are you being so rude? I don't remember doing anything bad to you guys. I just don't like the fact that you cower behind your teammates, but still take all the credit. That's right. A coward who puts women on the front line cannot be accepted. When I was thinking of an answer, scratching my cheeks, someone patted me on the back. Are you getting beat down again? Say something back. I'm sure she didn't put much weight on it, but I was folded my body forwards from the impact on my back. The death wraiths snickered at me. Sue didn't like it. She stared at the death wraiths with a glare which made them avoid her eyes. You get ignored because you're so weak. I think I've heard that one before. It was the same words when Sue met me for the first time, and when I smiled awkwardly at her. Sue glared at me with those same eyes because she thought she had been treated like a fool. But I was used to those stares already. Sue knew that too, so she looked the other way while beating her tongue. Oi, Fuma, say something back at them. I don't really care. They can do what they want. Ho, so you understand your skill levels and the position you're in. You don't have skills, but you still get recognized by our king. That we can't forgive. After that, the death wraiths moved to their places for the match. Guess they were afraid of Sue's glare. Sue's strength is menacing, even at a glance. For them, overwhelming power was everything. If I was their opponent, I would have kicked their butts. It's a festival, so don't do it, okay? You are such... Are you not even mad? You are being treated like a weakling. Oh well, I was relying on you and the others when fighting Edwin Black. Huh. My words mean nothing anyway. The world we live in only acknowledges skills and strength. Fighting with words mean nothing, right? That I can't deny. Why are you so mad in the first place? I'm the one who's being treated as weak. It's not like they were cursing Misasagi this time. While I was wondering, Sue punched me in the side with her elbow. It was so sudden that I couldn't breathe for a moment. Oi, you're my captain. If you get looked down, that means I get looked down too. They were praising you. They were saying that I was being protected by my strong teammates. Huh. I know that what she was trying to say. I get mad too if my friends or someone I know got ignored. I was only trying to pull her pants because I felt happy that Sue felt the same way. Fine, I'll win, jeez. I know that skills and strength are everything. Losing is not an option. If this was real combat, then it would have meant death. As the commander of the task force, I've experienced fierce battles, facing death on my doorsteps. So even if this is a festival, I was willing to give it my best shot. The king of the death wraiths will not go easy on me if I don't. That's how I felt. That side of yours is what makes it difficult to say. The fact that you don't get mad when people ignore you. The fact that you will get mad if your teammates get ignored, but not for yourself. What do you mean? Don't ask back, you fool! When I asked again, Sue kicked me lightly. She cleared her throat when I smiled bitterly at her. Actually, I would have loved to fight them, but rules are rules. You get quite lucky in these situations. You call this lucky? Well, maybe so. I quickly added the last sentence. If they were against your team, they would be nothing but a pile of bones. At least your tongue seems live. Make sure you win. Rip their faces off. Let them know what it means to insult the task force. That was harsh. While I was thinking that she seemed quite mad about me being insulted, she grabbed me by the collar. Listen carefully. I am counting on you. So, you better win. With that, she let go of me and hurriedly went away. Don't you lose! If you do, I'm going to double. No, triple the amount of training when we go back to Gosha. She shouted mid-walking, then was soon out of my sight. Was that supposed to be encouragement? She would probably kick me again if she heard that. After that, I went back to my teammates. Look who came back. Well, I didn't want to come back if I could. The king would never let me go anyway. Our opponents look enthusiastic. Ugh, I hate white spaces. She came back to her normal self. Where's all that passion from round 1? The gravity is making me dizzy now. Also, if we're not against network drones, we can't interfere. I'm sorry, but I'm too tired. I think this is it for me. Now, just do your best with what you can do. What we can do? Use Conquester Bombardment? The UFS sure loves firepower. You seem quite relaxed. I wonder how long that'll last. Eh. Oh, that was quick. That was quick. Welcome to the finals, Fuma. Sue congratulated us after becoming to the finals later than us. With Emily and Noah beside her, she was strong with will and strength. Whoa, I guess the results are obvious. Not true. You have grown much more than you think. Maybe? Miss Noah, be sure to compliment him at this point. I could have done it alone. She really could have done it alone. Then let's swap positions. I'm really at my limit staying outside. It's our last fight, so cheer up. Don't you have to finish recording the data for your colleagues? Well, I mean, it does make sense when you say it's for our colleagues. Clarissa had several machines lined up around her, small but complex. All of them were from the UFS Science Division from Round 1. Our final opponent was a team made of a Taimanin, a UFS agent, and a demon, so they handed the machines over to Clarissa to obtain valuable data. Can you really control all this equipment? Yes, the controls are quite simple, otherwise I can't activate them immediately, but, like I said before the finals, Miss Emily will definitely try to hack Conquester, so direct combat might not be an option for us. Me and the Captain can handle the other two, and take them down if we can. Yachio, I'll let you handle Sue. I'm not good at dealing with her. In truth, it was because of physical differences. If I fight Sue now, I would only last about a minute. I think the demon child is more dangerous. Are you sure about this? The time for the finals was near. Sue's team was going over their plans for the last time, and the MC signaled to us that we had 30 seconds left. I think Noah is more simple to deal with. At that moment, Clarissa manipulated her device. Emily also finished getting ready to hack. The finals started. 3. Yachio and Sue both clenched their fists. 2. I took out my kunai and assembled the position. 1. I felt like time had stopped around me as I got nervous. All my senses were at their peak. I watched Noah's movements with high concentration as if facing a predator. Let the fight begin! With the MC shouting, Noah disappeared from sight. I looked above. She was in the air. Huh! She approached and kicked me from the start. I defended it with my kunai, but the impact was so strong that I flew away. I'll leave Sue to you! Right! I yelled at Yachio midair, and Noah flew straight toward me as expected. Originally, Sue and Noah both would come after me because I'm the weakest. However, Yachio was in Sue's way, not attacking but just interfering. I was anxious about Sue being too nimble, but seems like blocking her path is working out. If I took another hit after flying away from Noah's kick, I would have retired already. I stopped myself by making a foot on the ground, then focused on Noah again. Got a bit stronger? I sure do hope I did! Noah instantly came close to me and threw a second punch. I twisted my upper body to evade it and barely avoided the incoming third kick. Her movements I could see and react. If I focused only on evasion, I was able to deal with her attacks. If my opponent was Sue, it would have been impossible. Her movements were nimble and concise due to her training. I wouldn't have been able to react to it. But Noah's moves rely on her senses. If I can figure out her pattern, I have time to react. I stalled Noah by evading the 4th and 5th attacks, but that didn't last long. Even if she is easier to deal with than Sue, Noah's physical abilities far surpass mine. Clarissa was blank-faced, and Emily was smiling peacefully. It was a whole different fight from me and Yachio, who were fighting harshly. I don't know if I can win this, but I'm going all out, Noah! All out? She reacted to those words, murmuring. Her actions became slower. Okay, Fuma. First time fighting all out. Fuma's showing he has no hands. Pretty much. Here I come. Fuma? Oh, that was it? Oh, okay. What? Sue? I thought it was facing Noah. What? Oh, I face all 3 of them. That was quick. Don't turn your back on me. My system is still alive, you know. Clarissa, who was providing suppressing fire towards Sue, suddenly slowed down. Emily had started hacking again. Ah! Wait, this is... Clarissa stopped firing to keep control of her weapons. Ha! Hey, Fuma! Did you think that was enough to take down the task force? Ugh, you sure are fast. Maybe because you're small. You didn't need to say that last part. Sue was reaching her limit and was trying to avoid Yachio's powerful weapon swings by maintaining her speed. Just once. Sue must be at her limit. Yachio's punch needs to hit just once, but that seemed difficult. I set up my strategy for that one shot, but it was still a long one. It was a miracle we were fighting with a chance of winning less than 10%. Maybe coming this far should be enough now. I can hear the crowd. Everyone was shouting, excited, and cheering. As a festival, it was a success because everyone was enjoying it. For a half-Taimanin like me, my improvised team on the spot did fairly well. Like heck, that's true. A failure for a Taimanin is linked to his and her death, and I have learned that through multiple missions on the task force. Even if this is just a competition and a festival, we mustn't forget that meaning. We had to fight as if our lives depended on it. Think, Fuma, think! I kept thinking while evading Noah's attacks, which were now slower because she was getting tired. Still, I had no leisure of talking. Then, I finally saw it, a single possibility. Here I come! Okay, my last gamble. I hurled myself at Noah. Of course, Noah wasn't intimidated by it, and she sent me flying with a single counterattack. The important part was the angle. What? I crashed into Sue with my right arm when Noah sent me flying. My right arm was killing me, but flying was much faster than me trying to get closer on foot. Sue wasn't expecting me, and when I crashed, her movements were slowed down. Nice one! Yashio took the opening and closed in. Sue, who knew her overwhelming power, tried to evade, but I held Sue while turning my back on Noah. You might want to clench your teeth. And after that, everything went dark. Oh, wow. Fuma using his brain. Oh! Asagi? And Rinko? Why are they joining my Taimanin Lapis? What the heck? My entire body and head hurt like heck. I couldn't remember what was happening. It was then I realized I was lying on a concrete floor. Yeah, it was at a fight festival or something. And then, yes, kick her butt! Dodged again? What is that move? Our Taimanin's supposed to be that fast, so it's not settled yet. I raised my body. I don't know if a moment or a few minutes had passed when I blacked out, but Sue, Emily, Noah, Yachio, and Clarissa, they were still fighting. I have to get back in there. The whole fighting spirit, which I didn't have before, and the urge to win made me stand up again. Yeah, that's right. Get up! Your teammates are still holding back well! It's all about spirit. Get up! After all that taunting, some of the deathmates cheered on me, but their first impressions were not that good, so I just smiled bitterly at their erratic attitude. But still, it feels good to be cheered on. I checked my status after I got up. Because I got hit by Yachio, my left arm was numb. I held my favorite kunai with my right hand, but it was also limp from Noah's attacks. Think, my strength is not my weapons, it's my ideas. Yachio and Clarissa were doing their best. It was 2 against 3, and Sue's team had better skills. It was obvious that they should lose any moment now, but they were desperately fighting on. They just couldn't give up. That's it! While I was clenching my fists, a voice boomed over my head. Even before I could look up, a gigantic mass, the king of the death rates, entered the stage. Count me in! My king, what are you doing? How can I resist such an exciting fight? A festival is meant not to be enjoyed by everyone, is it not? Now, join me in this fight, all of you! Let us dance towards the end of this festival! Whoa! The king has spoken. Follow his lead! I want to join in too. What's happening? Isn't this cheating? Yeah! Miss Noah, this way. Okay. Wait, why are you coming towards here, Noah? Because Fuma is the weakest. I'm going to protect you. I guess so. Well, there goes the finals. It's certainly not the time for us to fight each other. That's right, it's not only us fighting anymore. Whoa, what do we do? Well, there's only one way out of this. Sue! I know, Emily, Noah, we joined forces with Fuma's team. Yes, together we end this madness. Our target is the excited king of the death rates. So we fight against a high-ranking demon who's on par with Edwin Black and Astaroth? I guess collecting data is not that easy. No matter what happens, we don't give up. That's the Taimanin, the task force's will. Oh. Hoo ha 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 ha! I see you're all fired up, Task Force. I was waiting for you to come and face me. This is insane! You can't call this a festival! Is that so? Everyone here is excited, happy, and joyful. This sight before me, it matches the festivals of the gods! Yeah, only for you guys. For someone talking like that, you and your team look quite excited too. Why, hello there, King of the Death Raids. Yay! Sue, Noah, distract them. Emily, Clarissa, back them up. My legs are at their limit. Okay. After 10 minutes or so, we managed to strike down all the Death Raids and isolated their king. The other Death Raids seemed to have cooled off, so it gradually became a team match against the King of the Death Raids. The crowd made a ring around us, and we were fighting in the middle of it. How fun! How strong! I was right to have called the task force. It's even hard to pin them down with our weapons. Ugh, my head, my body hurts. I want to go back. I ignored the words of the King of the Death Raids and kept thinking, think! No, speed won't be able to stop him. Overwhelming mass and violence, pure strength. He couldn't have be stopped with Sue and Noah's speed or Emily and Clarissa's support, which means... I looked at Yachio, who was focusing her strength next to me. Particles were all around her, covering her body. Thank you for buying me the time. Now I'll show everyone here my ninja arts, the miracle of my bloodline. Bear, true witness! It was only for a few minutes, but thanks to Sue and the others, Yachio's wounds and health were already healed. Her ninja art manipulated particles using fire art and changes the surrounding environment. It affects the nitrogen in the air and changes the surrounding environment, people, and herself. Using this, the descendant of the Great Centipede healed herself and regained her strength. We're at our limit. I'm counting on you, Yachio. Yeah, leave it to me. As soon as her shouting finished, Yasuyama Yachio and her 2-meter-tall body charged straight at the King of the Death Raids, who was even bigger than her. The two giants clashed, and the very air shook and trembled as they grabbed each other. Ha! Never knew someone could withstand me head-on. Same here. Both their muscles bulked up. It was a fight between pure strength. After a few seconds, the concrete floor started to crack because of their power. As the floor cracked, luck was on Yachio's side. Now's the time. The King of the Death Raids lost his posture when the ground broke down, and still Yachio's power wasn't enough to tackle him. But at that precise moment, I ran towards him and drove a kunai into his side. This is the spot. An opening between the muscles. Surprisingly, when the kunai got stuck in that one spot, it was sucked in. It was at that moment when he lost balance. Yachio tackled the king with her power. Noah covered me for protection, and Sue brought down a powerful kick that drove the kunai in further. Emily and Clarissa used all the remaining ammo to destroy the floor entirely, and that was when he was finally brought down to his knees. All team members threw everything they had. Even so, it was only enough to make him kneel. There was hardly any damage to the king, but he stood up in a few seconds. But... Foo ha 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 ha! Unbelievable! You made me kneel! Yes, this is truly a festival. Is this the strength of your humankind? I brought up my senses at his laughter, but it was unnecessary. The King of the Death Raids laughed, and he spoke while looking around. Since you made me kneel, I have lost. Foo ha ha! Foo ha 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 ha! You lost? Yes! If I fought harder, then all you would have died. That is not my intention. With not even a scratch on his ego, he reached out his hand. After a few seconds, I shook it. Festivals are truly enjoyable. I'm satisfied, Task Force, Fuma Kotaro. Oh, okay. I couldn't even answer properly. What was the definition of festival again? At least they shouldn't be this tiring. No, seriously. The first fight festival winner goes to the Task Force. The crowd cheered, but I didn't really care at this point. We were supposed to fight Sue's team. This whole thing was a mess from the start. I think they count us as a single team. Yes, our task force. Noah said it like she was proud of it, but oh well, guess she's right. At least it's something to think of positively, otherwise it just keeps feeling bad. I was drooping my shoulders when Yachio put her arms around mine. I had fun too. That's good to hear. We were also able to obtain valuable field data. It would be a great gift for the DSO. Good for you. Well, I guess my teammates enjoyed themselves, so that's that. Next is the Grand Buffet. Every festival ends with a buffet. You are main guests. This way. The Death Raids sure like this kind of atmosphere. They were similar to humans in a way. This way, come quickly. Hey, hold on. Are humans okay with eating our food? You guys, the death rates who guided us were the ones who taunted us. Even so, you were amazing! Blowing a single strike to our king without being afraid? I can never do that. You earned my respect. Oh, okay. Their attitude changed just like that. I can't even be mad at them. Now eat and drink! Tonight's guest of honor is you, human. Fuma Kotaro. Food. Food! I wonder what kind of drinks they have. I can't drink alcohol yet. That's a terrible shame. You will be sleeping over there. Everyone scattered to enjoy their own festivities, and I and Sue were left. So anyways, who gets the almighty title? Like I care. I couldn't care less. I was so tired that I could barely talk back. I don't give a dang about the almighty title anyways. Elise connection soon gonna focus on homework, which you haven't done yet. Okay, good luck with your homework, Rat. Boop. Oh, what's the gacha? Oh, you can get Yasuyama Yachiyo. Okay. We'll do this one now, because they have 2 events. I didn't know about it until today. I need to get water, so after this I'll get water. Gosha, Fuma Mansion. Yay! Looks delicious. Vegetable soy stew for breakfast. Miss Tokiko's food is always good. Hey, Su-chan, you finished already? Yes, I already did. You did? Oh, right. Su-chan always wakes up early in the morning. You wake Fuma-kun up every day and go for morning training sessions, don't you? That's awesome. I mean, I do want to be up early, but I can't get myself up. Oh, but it doesn't mean I'm being lazy. I mean, I do play games or read comic books till midnight, but I also help Miss Tokiko look for a part-time job, or tag along Fuma-kun's mission. Wait, what? What a surprise. It's rare to see Su-chan home at this time. Sakura tilted her head, bowl in hand, as if she just noticed Sue. It was past 10 o'clock in the morning. Kotaro and Tokiko have gone to the academy, and Sue should be away on duty as an aide of the task force. But she was at home today, blankly staring at the TV. I wonder what's wrong. No, nothing special happened, but... Oh yeah? But, Su-chan, you look a little blue. Did you fight with Yukikaze-chan again or something? No, I didn't. I'm sort of in a good relationship with her these days. Right. Then, is it because Fuma-kun doesn't get up early, so you don't want to wake him up every morning anymore? No, I'm okay with that too. Taking care of the captain is rather an honorable job. Honorable? Oh, okay. Then, what's wrong? There must be something. No, nothing special happened. Really, not quite. Sue was really acting strange today. On the morning news, Blue Guardian, an environmental terrorist who has recently become the talk of the town, was being reported on. Normally, she would have reacted to news like this, but that wasn't the case today. Hey, Su-chan, is there something bothering you? I, Sakura-chan, will listen to it if you don't mind. Hey, Zach. Those are some hooters. How you doing, Zach? Welcome to the stream. Sakura asked without hesitation. Sakura and Sue were both guests in the Fuma Mansion. The fact that they were both living far away from where they used to made them very similar to each other. I'm okay. Today's been chill. I'm just catching up on Action Taimanin Shinobi near future Shinobi battles or something like that. Whatever the subtitle is. But there's 2 events going on, so I'm just knocking them out before going on to another game. Oh wait, what is that? Oh shoot, what was that? I didn't see that, what? Then, if I could be... Oh wait, Sakura herself was having fun here, but maybe Sue wasn't. Then, if I could be supportive as a fellow guest like her, was Sakura's thought. Something bothering me? Yes, you can tell me anytime. Things like, your allowance is not enough, or having trouble with money, or Fuma-kun is being all stingy, or, no, I'm being paid by the PLA, so... Oh, right, those were my problems. Tee? I see. Mine is... It's a little humiliating to say this, but... Don't you worry, Su-chan. Tell me everything. Actually, I've been worried about my parents back home lately. Your parents? According to Sue, her parents used to send a letter after letter every month, but recently, she hasn't been getting any. She tried not to worry, and it was work that kept her busy, but as she let her guard down after it was done, she couldn't help but worry about them. Maybe I let my parents down. The PLA, where Sue is associated in, is a group of the best elites of the Chinese Union, and a promotion directly leads to a brighter future. In other words, to Sue's parents, she is a proud daughter working with the elites. Or she was, until she made a mistake in the Kotrara incident, the bioterror incident caused by Momochi Toyo 2 weeks ago. Sue took full responsibility and lost her position in the PLA, so she was temporarily left in Gosha. Then, does that mean your parents may have been executed because of that? Executed? No, that will never happen. I still have connections to the military. If something like that happened, they would have contacted me. Is that so? What a relief. Your parents are safe. Then, is it because you let them down like you said? I'm not sure about that. Why don't you ask them yourself? You can text them from here, can't you? Yes, I can, but they might think I'm still a child if I ask something like that. Besides, if by any chance they dislike me now, I might not be able to turn them back. Hey, Goku, welcome to the stream, and yes, you made it to Action Taimanin. I am doing the repeat event. Su Jinglei's day off, the repeat event. Su-chan, you're so cute! Su-chan kawaii! Sakura felt sorry to think so during a chat as serious as this, but she couldn't help but watch with her eyes sparkling. Sue dropped her head and had a troubled look on her face. She just didn't know what to do. Sue is an outstanding person, always trying hard to surpass people better than her, but she was still a child on the inside, as well as outside. Well, but being depressed about such a private matter won't solve the problem. Thank you for listening to me, Sakura. I think I should slowly head out to work. Wait, Su-chan! Today's work is in Tokyo, right? Huh? It is, but then leave that up to your big sis Sakura. I'm gonna solve your problem. Huh? Alright, we already bought soy sauce and cosmetics. Su-chan, what's next? Electronics? Father said he needed a new razor in the last letter. Then, that department store it is. Let's go. Roger. It was after the mission at Tokyo. Sue and Sakura were on the main street bustling with shoppers. If it's difficult to call them without a special reason, then you can make one. That was Sakura's plan. Apparently, Sue's parents are crazy about Japan because they are descendants of war orphans who were left behind in Japan. Hey Glass, welcome to the stream. And so, she was thinking of calling her parents to tell them she needs to send gifts as an excuse. Well, it doesn't matter what gifts are. I'm sure they'll be happy to get them from you, Su-chan. Will they? I really hope they will. Sakura gave a pat on Sue's back with a smile. It was about to turn blue again in any minute. I think Su-chan is thinking too much in the first place. I'm thinking too much? Yes, of course. My sister also used to scold me quite often, saying things like, "Stop being so reckless." But she never hated me, and it's probably the same with your parents. They've always been supporting you, right? Yes. Well, Sue's family is part Taimanin, but her parents weren't able to realize the power of their ninja arts, and they were living in the countryside working as public officials. So they were surprised when they found out that Sue had Taimanin powers. But they were also very pleased and allowed her to go to Japan to study. If you, Su-chan, really like your parents, I'm sure they feel the same way. Here, let's surprise them with tons of presents. Right, I will. Thank you, Sakura. I'm exhausted. We bought a lot, Su-chan. It was night outside when they finished shopping. Sakura stretched her body, surrounded by shopping bags full of presents. Sakura, thank you so much for today. I really owe you one, and I feel somewhat better now. Really? What a relief. I guess it was worth tagging along with you to Tokyo after all, teehee. Thank you. Not just for today. Huh? I was left alone in Gosha because of the incident in Kotrara, but I didn't have to worry because you were always friendly. I was so thankful for that. Su-chan, you're making me blush. What? I'm sorry. I thought this would be the best chance for me to properly thank you. Sakura and Sue looked away from each other, their faces blushing with embarrassment. I know, right? To break the awkward silence, Sakura looked up at Sue. Then, Su-chan, let's get something to eat before we go back to Gosha. Hey! It's been a while, sir. Afternoon, miss. You're cheerful as always. The man Sakura talked to was a street vendor that they acquainted with back when they were investigating the VF branch. Seems like he was selling snacks on this side of the road today. What's today's best? Here, choose one from the menu, Su-chan. Ah, yes, thank you. Let me see. Everything, really? But if I have to pick one... Wait, what is that? Huh? Sakura and Su followed the man's startled gaze and looked back. At that moment... What? My snack stand! A loud noise was followed by police sirens. Right before them, a four-legged tank rarely seen on the streets of Japan had crashed into the man's snack stand. I saw this in training! The Tempo whatchamacallit, that super expensive four-legged tank. How is this thing here? The tank slowly changed its direction and started rampaging down the street, destroying more stores and cars. Su, Sakura, you're both in Tokyo, right? Did you see a four-legged tank passing by in front of you? Fuma-kun! A message appeared on their comms device. It was from Fuma Kotaro, the task force captain. Seems like he checked their current location by tracking the GPS of the comms devices. Fuma-kun, what is that? A terrorist? Environmental terrorists who call themselves Blue Guardians. They stole a four-legged tank from the JGSDF, which was transporting supplies, and they're still on the run. Yeah, four-legged tank. But Blue what? Oh, the guys in the morning news! Blue Guardians are notorious environmental terrorists who have recently become very active and have become the talk of the town. According to an announcement right after the theft, they believe that the real owners of the Earth are polar bears in the Arctic. What? They say that they will restore the prestige of the bears by storming the UFS base with this tank and stop them from their continuous destruction of nature. What kind of nonsense is that, Fuma-kun? Beats me, but there might be a plausible reason for the bizarre argument. A reason? Kotaro quickly explained to Sakura. The supplies being transported by the JGSDF in the tank were things like swords and demonic guns cursed by the Onis. And if someone who has no resistance to demonic power touches it, they'll lose their mind and won't be able to think straight. Oh, I get it. That's why they were saying all that gibberish. They were supposed to be handed over to Gosha, but they were ambushed en route. It seemed Kotaro was able to get the information fast thanks to that. Yukikaze and Hibiko should be in Tokyo. They were escorting the tank. I'm on my way there, but it'll take some time. Su, you take charge and regroup with Yukikaze and Hibiko, and reclaim the tank and the cursed items. Okies! Looks like we better get going, Su-chan. Su-chan? Sakura turned around and looked back after the communication with Kotaro. For some reason, Su was shaking and staring at the destroyed vendor. Oh! Huh? Ah! Su's presents that were put down on the side of the stand were totally destroyed by the tank. In Chinese! Dang it! Those were my presents for Mom and Dad! I'm so glad they did this. It's because Su is Chinese. I will not forgive you, evil terrorists! I will hunt you down and obliterate you! Is that Chinese? Anyway, okay, let's chase that tank. Alright, translate for me, Glass, please. Even though they already translated it in the dialogue. Terrorist assault. Oh. What the heck is that outfit? Ah, I gotcha. Totally that. I said I would get water. I need to get water. Okay, I need to get water. I'll be right back. I'm back. Fun fact: the presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Trump is happening right now. Just thought I'd let you guys know. It's happening during the stream. Oh, thanks. Took me a while to understand what that acronym meant. Welcome back. Thank you. Alright. Back to playing the game. I have refilled my water. Hydration's important. Game running in the background? Oh, cool. I didn't know that was an option. Who are those people? The current presidential candidates for America. I went downstairs and my parents are watching the presidential debate between... Is it Kamala or Pamela? Okay, hold on. This is bothering me. Is it Pamela Harris or Kamala Harris? P or K? Kamala Harris. K? Oh, Kamala Harris. Okay, I apologize for getting this person's name wrong. I just needed to check that. Thank you for the correction, Zach. Panama sure is pretty. Yeah, Panama is. But yeah, they're having the presidential debate right now. I went downstairs and like I just saw the presidential debate. Spider drone type B. And I'm streaming during the presidential debate. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to watch it. It's always, I don't know. It's like when I see stuff like that, I'm like, I kind of want to stay away from that. It's just a personal preference. I should watch it though. As a citizen of the United States of America, it's my duty to like vote and see the well-being of the country, as well as the country making sure the country's taking care of myself, take care of me because I'm a citizen of it. Blah blah blah. I learned that in government. Oh, this must be one of the first ever events for this game, like Su Jinglei's day off. Because, like, dang, not that much. Which I like, I appreciate. Oh yeah, this game came out in 2019, didn't it? Ooh, excuse me. Oh my, there was no story in that section? Wow! This is gonna be a quick one. This is gonna be a quickie. Woo! Oh, why? Why change the camera angle like that? I don't like that. I think they added more jiggle physics. Is it me or is like Lapis's breast jiggling differently now? Like enhanced jiggle physics. No, it looks about the same. Maybe it's just me. Yo! You will hear no complaint from me for that one, so fair enough. A week later, Gosha Academy. Dear Jinlei, thank you for the souvenirs from Japan. Your father and I were surprised that such a strict girl would send us lovely gifts. You really have grown up since you've gone to Japan for work. That was my dad. I thought my dad was calling me. We were so pleased. Your father is so proud that he is using the razor over and over, even when he doesn't need to. And we heard that you failed on one of your missions. I don't know much about your job, but you don't have to be so depressed. Jinlei is still young, and you're still just beginning. Do not get too nervous from a single failure, and please, stay strong like the girl you are. Your mother and father will be cheering for you, always and forever. Love, Mom. Hey, Su-chan, what's this? That's so sweet. I'm so glad that Su has such nice parents. What can I say? I think there was a misunderstanding. A what? My parents were in Africa to celebrate their 20th wedding anniversary. That's why I couldn't get in touch. Oh, Sakura moaned a little, as if she was completely taken. It was after they stopped the environmental terrorists and reclaimed the four-legged tank with the cursed items. As soon as Sue brought new presents and sent those, her parents sent her a letter of reply, which is exactly as Sakura read. Sue's parents weren't disappointed by their daughter's failure, and they were still wishing for Sue's luck back at home. Like you said, Sakura, I was overthinking. Sorry, didn't mean to put you out. Nah, I'm glad there weren't any bigger problems. Good for you, Sue-chan. Thank you, Sakura. I'll try my best to send them some good news in the next letter. Sue nodded with a lively smile. Everything that troubled her was now taken care of, and she seems to be back to her normal self. Hey, you two! Aren't you guys gonna try some of the African souvenirs Sue's parents sent? There's some weird colored chocolate in here. Come quick or Yukikaze's gonna eat them all! What are you talking about, dumb Fuma? I only had my own share! Okie dokie. Sue-chan, let's hurry up. I have a favor to ask you all. On a couch at the lounge, the task force members, including Kotaro and Yukikaze, were talking loud, enjoying the African souvenirs from Sue's parents. Sue talked to them with hesitation. Huh? What is it? If you all don't mind, will you take a picture with me together? I want to introduce my teammates here to my mother and father. Really? Cool, Sue-chan. Take as many as you want. Oh, Sue, would you let me join too? Oh, of course, Master Asagi. Huh, that's nice. Then you take the camera, Fuma. That's what I'm wondering, Goku. Why me? We can just set a timer. Everyone gathered while talking to one another, and Kotaro came back after adjusting the camera to get everyone in the picture. And make sure Sue's in the center. Everyone smile. Say cheese. Oh, that's cute. That was a really nice short event. I am not gonna lie. It's also gacha. What do I get? Onigumo Saburo? What the heck? Onigumo Saburo. You liked her bow? Oh, wait, what? Yukikaze? Oh yeah, Yukikaze's pretty cool. Alright, well, I can grind for the event tickets alongside the other game I'm going to play tonight, so... Ooh. I am slowly getting more gems to buy more Taimanin characters. Like, I don't even care about the supporters in this game. Let me see. Because, like, the thing that I'm focusing on is slowly getting the amazing roster of Taimanins. Get those knockers with a warning. Oh, kind of like Echocalypse. The Scarlet Covenant. Like Shiranui. I don't know, Shiranui's hot, but like, she isn't my type because she's a mom. And she is the mother of one of the Taimanins here, Yukikaze. So I'm like, I mean, she's hot, but I probably wouldn't smash. Not gonna lie, I have standards. No offense. What's wrong with MILFs? There's nothing wrong with MILFs, it's just that there's certain MILFs, even though they're like god gorgeous, it's just, there's something about them that's like, I probably shouldn't date them, or I don't think they're my type. Like, have you ever met like someone that's like physically attractive? Like, they are physically your type, and then when you get to know them, they just make you lose interest because of their personality. It's like the personalities don't mesh. That's pretty much it. Yeah, MILF. I was just kind of choosing. Yeah. I like Francis. FBI is watching? Oh no, FBI! Ah! Anyway. Oh yeah, so the grayed out ones are the ones I own. But yeah, there is... How many timings do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I have 17 Taimanins left. What's really silly, Anirose Vajra, you have to buy her. Like, you cannot get her for free. You have to buy her, which I think is silly. But the way Taimanin Action does their, like, microtransactions, I think is pretty nice. I don't know, I vibe with their mini transactions, or their microtransactions, but... Yeah, I chose the ones that I really liked. Oh, by the way, Mizuki Yukikaze and Igawa Sakura, They're all both of them are 800 gems, but every other Taimanin is like 1200 gems. By the way, fun fact. So let me see. Can I get one for free? Nah. Okay. All right. Let's play. I wanted to do the action Taimanin events today. And then we're gonna switch to a different game. Because Enerose is a character from a different title. Oh! Is that why she's like, you need to buy her with actual money? Oh, shoot! Oh, I just realized I can't switch titles yet. I'm still playing Honkai on my phone. Oh, I know what we can do. We can switch to Zenless. We're gonna switch to Zenless. We're gonna switch to Zenless, guys. Yay!